My name is Jenna Davis. I'm the owner and founder of Raw Love Sunscreen, mermaid approved, made with love and aloha. Raw Love Sunscreen is an eco-friendly, 100% all-natural sunscreen, made with ingredients that are not toxic to you or the environment. It's not only baby safe, safe for your whole face, safe for your whole family. It smells good, it feels good, it's biodegradable, and all around the best sunscreen ever. I am looking for $100,000 for 5% share of my company. With this money, I plan to do research and development for other products, such as a tinted moisturizer, a tinted sunscreen, a tattoo protection, and also switching my packaging from tin jars to 100% biodegradable packaging so that I can lessen the footprint here on Earth. So a little bit of background about my story. I moved to Maui 2 years ago, and right away I started developing the sunscreen. I've been working on boats and dive instructor as a scuba instructor for 10 years now. I have this tattoo of my grandma right here, right over my heart, who holds a very special place. And I noticed from the sun that it was starting to fade, and I knew I needed to use a protection on it. I knew I needed to use some sort of sunscreen. The problem with all the sunscreens now, which also consumers are starting to be aware of, is that they're full of toxic chemicals. These toxic chemicals are confusing the body for estrogen. It's causing skin cancer. It's causing reproduction issues, hormonal problems. It's also killing our coral and all the inhibitants in it. It's a major problem, and we can't have that problem any longer. And I'm not the only one that thinks this. Newspaper articles, TV reports, online reports, social media is blasting about how bad sunscreen is, and we need to do something about this. So I came up with a lovely Raw Love Sunscreen. I was in my kitchen one day and I was looking into the ingredients that I had for my skin in order moisturizing components as well as sun protection. I looked and found out that zinc oxide is the best protection that you can use. I use a non-nano zinc oxide, which sits on the outside of your skin instead of going on the inside of your skin, which is the best that you want to use because whatever you put on your skin, it goes directly in your bloodstream. And if we all pay attention to what we eat organic and care so much about what we put in our bodies. We need to care more about what we put on our bodies. Raw Love Sunscreen feels good, smells good, and you only need a little bit to go a long way. I always tell people to put a little bit on and think of polka dots. Just think like me. So when you put it on, you just need a tiny little bit, and then you want to roll it on. It goes on clear, which that's a problem with a lot of natural sunscreens these days. A lot of them are super thick and super white. This one is not. It goes on clear. However, my surfer friends or people out in the water, they really like that white sheen, that old lifeguard white sheen on your face. So you can wear it with the white sheen and go out on the water for several hours and be protected. However you like it, and that's the best part about it. It can go either way. I offer currently right now a 0.6 ounce and a 2.5 ounce and a 4 ounce. However, the 4 ounce jar, I'm getting rid of that. I'm a businesswoman, and I realize that we need to get rid of these large jars because they last too long. I want people to come back for it, and that they are. I started making it about 2 years ago. I had a lot of friends that were interested in trying it out. My next door neighbors are a bunch of pro surfers who I gave them trials, and they loved it. They came back asking for more. I worked on a boat teaching diving. I gave it to all my friends, especially divers. We like to keep our mask on our face. So a lot of the sunscreens are super oily and they come down and make your mask fall off. This does not. So it stays on the water. I use beeswax to keep it on your body and not into the water. I use coconut oil, organic coconut oil, shea butter, jojoba oil, vitamin E oil, carrot seed oil, sesame oil, lavender, peppermint, eucalyptus, and don't forget love. My secret ingredient, don't tell anyone this, I actually listen to Disney music while I make my sunscreen. It's a little inside secret. Really puts the love into it. It's really fun to listen to, especially when Ariel comes on. I really quite enjoy that. Kid at heart. Anyway, so I estimate my sunscreen to be about a 35 SPF. Currently, I'm working with a lab, FDA attorneys, and chemists in order to get all my testing up to par. I started selling this at swap meets, and I did really well. My first month into it, I was making $800 in sales at one swap meet. I started doing that at another craft fair over at Whole Foods. Between the 2 days alone, I was doing $1,000 in sales. I started doing it, putting it out there to social media, my friends, my family, and just the small community of Maui. The response I got was amazing. Everyone loves this product. They can't get enough. The things I'm hearing are such things as, I've tried every natural sunscreen on the market. Yours is the best. I've had people come up to me and tell me not only does it feel good, smell good, but it's the only one they won't break out with. Their kids love it because it's easy to spread. I would say my main competition right now is Badger Sunscreen. It's one of the only sunscreens in the market that has all natural ingredients, such as mine. The problem with it, though, is that it's super thick and turns you super white. The sunscreen business is a multi-billion-dollar industry. I don't for 1 second doubt that my sunscreen is going to be super successful. I plan on having my sales each year go up 70%. So far, I have sold $25,000 in sales in the last 6 months. And remember, I only started selling this 6 months ago, just small kind. It's been a really blessing for me to do what I love. And that's what's making me being able to be so successful. I find that education is number one. I educate the public about what's going on. I let them know, hey, what you're using is toxic to the environment. And a lot of people are saying, yeah, I read about this, I heard about this. And so they're quick to try it. And once they put it on, it's a quick, easy sell. Once they start using it, they always come back for more. I'm getting email after email telling me how much they love it. And not only how much they love it, but thanking me for what I'm making and thanking for me what I'm doing for the environment. I just spent $10,000 of my own money in investing and getting all my tests done, making sure that it is water resistant, a 35 SPF, my preservative test, my stability test, and also a biodegradable test to make sure that it's all up to par and ready for any claims that I'm ready to make. Currently, I'm not making any claims on my labels for that reason. I was hesitant on taking on stores here, but I have stores begging me for sales. They really want to do wholesale with me. So just recently I decided to let in some local stores that trust me and support me. And so I've put them on market and it's been selling great. My sales have been doubling every month and it's rapidly expanding. I've been lucky enough to have a lot of sales through social media, swap meet, and different events. However, the best one so far has been Whole Foods. Whole Foods got a hold of my product and it brought it over to the regional team in Oahu. All 3 stores reviewed it and I got good news back. There is 63 products in Whole Foods that they reviewed this year for whole body care. Out of those 63 products, they chose 3 for priority. Of those 3 for priority, Raw Love Sunscreen was number 1. They're waiting for me to finish my testing and manufacturing, and that's exactly what I'm doing. It's being manufactured at a great company. Really working out to figure out which company that's going to be. I have a couple of contenders, but I know that I want to have it at a place where they're willing to source organic farm to face. So important for me to have ingredients in a manufacturing company that stands by my values. It's something that I won't change, or my values. I won't use plastic in my packaging. I won't have it tested by animals, and I won't put toxic chemicals in there just because it's going to make it cheaper. It's not going to happen. I really want to hold that value to it, and I want to make it affordable to the public. I've got into all 3 Whole Foods, but I know that it's very easy for me to expand to that. All 3 Whole Foods in Hawaii regionally also includes Southern California, Nevada, and Arizona. So once I'm in their system, once I get this manufactured, I'm already a shoe in there. Once I have that, getting in regionally shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. And from there, getting in all Whole Foods shouldn't be a problem for that matter. I did the math of it. Now, if I were to get in even half of the Whole Foods, there's 365 Whole Foods. If I were to get even half of those and do 500 in sales each month, I'm looking at $1.5 million in sales in Whole Foods alone. I have no doubt in my mind that I will get in at least half, if not all Whole Foods, including every surf shop, dive shop, natural food store, anywhere on the coastal area. And then from there, I can branch off. After I've built a badass brand, I can branch up and get into mainstream stores. The problem now, if you go into a mainstream store, there is not one single sunscreen in there that is safe for the environment. Not one. If you're lucky, you might find like a banana boat baby or something, but even that has all sorts of chemicals in there. It just doesn't have the worst one, which is oxybenzone. It's the number 1 chemical that you really want to avoid, and it's really what I put out there to people to avoid. Now, I try not to have a negative approach when I'm having someone wanting to buy sunscreen. I really try to talk about the positive, and I think with that, educating people, sales come first. Raw Love Sunscreen is not just a sunscreen. It is a vehicle to pave the path for entrepreneurs, environmentalists, and everybody around the world to let them know that we have a choice. We can use natural sunscreen to protect our body. We want to protect our skin, nourish our skin, and love our community and our environment. So what are you waiting for? Join the Raw Love Evolution and get Raw Love Sunscreen today. Raw Love Sunscreen. Protection for those who like it raw.